Welcome to the Blue Collar Corner, home of the 9/11 Hard Hat Pledge. On this Memorial Day weekend, I would like to thank all the veterans out there. We have just come off a fantastic victory, the death of Bin Laden. I applaud all you SEAL members. God bless you. And God bless all the soldiers and sailors and everyone over there fighting and protecting our freedoms. Because, ladies and gentlemen, right now those freedoms and liberties are under siege. And it's not only going on overseas, it's happening right here. Right where we work, right where we shop, where our kids go to school, and most importantly, in our legislative bodies. So this election period coming up, 2012, is going to be one of the most important elections ever held in our country's history. But we'll talk about that later. I just came back from one of the most wonderful areas I think I've ever visited in this great nation of ours. I just came back from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the South. And boy, did I get some great treatment down there. The food was dynamite and the people were wonderful. But right now, they're waging a battle in Murfreesboro. Just pretty similar to what we're waging here in New York. The media is against them, all the liberal groups are against them, and especially all the political elite. And what is the question? The question is building a 53,000-foot Islamic center right in the middle of Murfreesboro. Now, I'm pretty familiar with Murfreesboro after being down there. It is a heavily Christian town. And they do have a couple of hundred Muslim families out there. And they're taking on a project right now that the building department said would run anywhere from $1.4 to $1.5 million. In construction world, you know what that means? That's $3 to $4 million. Where are 200 middle-class families coming up with $3 to $4 million? Where do you think, ladies and gentlemen? You ever hear of CARE, ISNA, the American Muslim Union, the Muslim Brotherhood? You see, this is the Muslim Brotherhood charter. They said that they will win this war without dropping one drop of blood. And how are they going to do it? With mass immigration. They're going to just breed their way right into the area. And before they know it, they're going to dominate the whole legislative bodies. They're going to make their own laws. And everybody knows what that law is. That's Sharia law. Sharia law runs counter to everything our great Constitution stands for. We got to help them. And right here in New York, just recently, we had on WOR, one of our local radio stations up here, Sharif Al-Gamal, a very special favorite character of mine. He's the leader of the whole Ground Zero Mosque petition. And here's a guy who was busted for soliciting prostitutes. He was thrown in jail for assault and battery. He actually put a man in hospital for not paying his rent. And he was fined somewhere like $15,000 to $20,000 in medical fees for the amount of damage he caused this poor man. And now we have our media, NBC, Matt Lauer, John Gambling on the John Gambling radio show, treating this guy like he's some kind of ambassador or dignitary or aristocrat. This guy is a punk from Brooklyn. And he's got one agenda. And that is to put his victory mosque right on top of Ground Zero. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not standing for it, and I hope you don't either. Now, what else we got going on out there? New York, District 26. My God, what happened? Chris Lee, you had to take your shirt off and start showing your picture to Craigslist people, huh? You troll. Look at what you did. You just lost us a dynamite seat that's been dominated by Republicans for decades. But you know what? It also brings up a very special subject about Medicare. You know, Paul Ryan's plan of reducing the debt and the deficit was fairly aggressive. But now they're calling it Medicare. And they're saying that the Republicans want to destroy Medicare. Let me tell you something. You don't have to worry about destroying Medicare because Obamacare has already done it. He has gutted the system. Do you not understand that soon there will be an advisory panel that you will have to go before, and they will judge what type of medical treatment you get. Now, Paul Ryan is just saying, before he gets to that, let's try and make Medicare work for us. Let's bring in some free market forces. Let's give them vouchers so they can purchase their own types of insurance. Let's open up the market and create that free market competitive system which always drives the prices down and brings the quality up. Now, I know it sounds aggressive and people fear change, but Medicare, left to the Democrats, won't be there. And we got to be a lot more intelligent when we cast our votes. On another note, another Republican who got in trouble. Arnold Schwarzenegger. What is up with you, man? Have you seen this woman that he had his affair with? I mean, does he really need to do that? What is with these guys that get into these positions of power and then just lose control? I mean, he's an old man. Have you seen him lately? Guy looks like ice cream that's been sitting in the sun. They saw a picture of him in a Speedo. I almost vomited. I said, this is the Terminator? God, he looks horrible. But anyway, this is our first venture to the Blue Collar News report. And I'm hoping to hear any critique of it. Tell me what you think. Something I can improve on. We'd like to hear from you. So, Andy Sullivan from Blue Collar Corner signing out.